This fact is going to shock you. You ready? Okay, here it is. Cows are essential for sustainable farming. They're nature's recycling system. But how can this be? Don't cows produce tons of methane? Well, yes, they do. But that's not the whole picture. Let me explain. First, let's talk about what's wrong with modern industrial farming. One major issue is that we are depleting our soil of nutrients at an alarming rate. This happens because we've been growing the same crops in the same fields over and over again for many years without giving the soil a chance to rest. Plants take nutrients from the soil, water, air, and sun to grow. Once they die, those nutrients should go back into the soil and start the cycle all over again. However, when we harvest a crop, we remove the plant before it has a chance to decompose and return its nutrients to the soil. Over time, this process leaches nutrients out of the soil, making it less fertile and less able to support life. Insects, birds, and other animals also play a role in returning nutrients to the soil. However, industrial farming practices like monoculture and heavy tillage have caused a massive decline in insect populations, which in turn has led to a decline in the amount of nutrients being returned to the soil. Now enter cows. When cows graze on grass, they are actually doing several things to improve soil fertility. First, their hooves help to aerate the soil, which helps water and nutrients penetrate the soil more easily. Second, their manure contains a lot of nutrients that are essential for plant growth. In fact, 1 ton of cow manure contains about 33 pounds of nitrogen, 28 pounds of phosphorus, and 19 pounds of potassium. These nutrients are released into the soil as the manure decomposes and are then available for plants to absorb. But there's even more. Cows also produce a significant amount of carbon dioxide, which is actually good for the soil. That's because carbon is one of the key ingredients that makes soil fertile. Healthy soils have a high percentage of organic matter, which is essentially decomposed organic material like dead plants and animals, microorganisms, and their waste products. All of these things contain carbon. Carbon is also the main component of humus, which is the stable form of organic matter in soil. Humus improves soil structure, aeration, and water-holding capacity. It also provides a habitat for beneficial soil microbes and helps to buffer soil against erosion. So where does all this carbon come from? Well, a lot of it comes from the plants that are grown in the soil. However, plants can only capture so much carbon. That's where cows come in. Their burps and farts release methane, which is a form of carbon. Methane is a very powerful greenhouse gas, but it only stays in the atmosphere for about 10 years before it breaks down into carbon dioxide and water vapor. So by releasing methane, cows are actually helping to add carbon to the soil, which in turn helps to improve its fertility. On top of that, cows are great at finding and eating the weeds that typically infest pastures. This means that farmers don't have to spend time and money on herbicides to kill weeds, which can further degrade soil quality. Now, I should mention that not all farming is created equal. Some farmers use practices like cover cropping, crop rotation, and no-till farming, which can help to improve soil health even further. Other farmers may choose to feed their cows a diet that is supplemented with grains, which can result in more methane emissions. The key to sustainable farming is to find a balance between the needs of the cow and the needs of the soil. By working together, cows and farmers can create a system that is both productive and regenerative. We can all agree that food is essential for human survival. Without food, we can only survive a few weeks. The question is, how can we produce enough food to feed a growing population without degrading the environment? The answer, in my opinion, lies in the relationship between cows and humans. For thousands of years, cows have provided us with food, clothing, and even a way to improve the soil for future generations. It's time we give them the respect and care they deserve. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more updates.